In the meantime, I do want to introduce somebody who's part of our tribe, is what we call our group. It's the expert tribe. We now, Allison in my group is now, I think, 30 states. We're from Hawaii to the UK. And it's been phenomenal to watch the growth and to see what's been happening and to see what I've actually termed kind of this movement, because it's not normal growth. It's nothing we've ever seen in any other company. It's the fastest growing real estate company in history of real estate. And so for that reason, it's super exciting. And the beauty is it's not being built by the company heads. It's being built by agents like you, like me, like Allison, like the people that are on this Zoom with us, that are really in a place where they are building their companies within this company, as I said in the chat box. I'm going to bring Bill Gross on, and there's Mr. Bill Gross. So Bill,
hi.
Thanks for joining us today, man. I appreciate you being here. And you joined us about a year and a half ago, and I want to really have you kind of talk to it because you've experienced many different things in your real estate career. You've been with independents, you've been with franchises, you've been a leader, you've been a great producer, and you're in this place. And I remember when you saw it, it's like you got it. You heard it, you saw it, you got it. It was like you were here. That's not the way everybody approaches it. Some people need to kind of test the waters and check it out and see this presentation 2 or 3 times. But you were kind of like, you got it. What did you see? What is this about that's different than what you've experienced in the past?
It's a great question. Maybe I'm a little different in that I was, moving forward, planning on being an agent and selling primarily, and the revenue share came later for me. But the financial model just made sense to me, that the layers of all the other parts of a company, the international, national, regional, and ownership at the branch level, to me was just wasted resources that made all real estate companies tenuous. And I just did not want to go through a process where the company was going to close down or merge in and change names again. I'm now 61. I was 60 years old then, and I want to work really hard for another 5 years or so. And I didn't want to go through another change. I was ready just to put my head down and go to work. And I saw the model, and I just said, well, this makes sense. Like every other real estate company I was ever at, all the people above the branch were just wastes. I would meet corporate people, and I was so disappointed. I'd meet the regional managers at my one of the old companies, the red one, Keller Williams, just so disappointing how weak they were. They were just, I think trying to make money without working hard. And so the model to me, financially, made sense. I just figured one way or another, this would work out to my advantage, and I was right.
Well, we have a mutual friend, and I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not even going to mention the franchise, but we have a mutual friend. And I remember you being there as a sales manager for him. And I would say, just in general, what occurs to me is that you've made other people a fortune, but this comes for you.
Yes. Yeah. I think that the unique opportunity of EXP is either as an agent, almost all the revenue is yours, or all of it, or more than all of it, because I don't know how much people picked up, but you close your first deal, you get some stock. I got stock, a year ago that has gone up and has already doubled in value, and who knows what it'll be, down the road by the time I have to sell it. And then you bring somebody to the company who they close the deal, you get more stock, and then you cap and you get more stock. And I tell people it's not about a commission plan. We're at 80% plan until you cap is 16,000. But, you could be at 100% plan with the stock, and if you bring people to the company, or at 110% or a 200% commission plan. My plan, frankly, is next year to be at 150 and 2 years from now to be at 200, because I want to build other streams of income that next year are half of my commission, and I want to make good money. I want to be an icon agent. And then 2 years from now should duplicate my commission income while I'm selling real estate. That's my plan.
Well, it's funny you said that, because exactly this morning, just like you and I haven't had that conversation, first time I've ever heard you say that. But this morning, somebody was trying to recruit Allison to a franchise, and she took the meeting, right? She took the meeting just to see, get a little bit about their comp plan. And the text was, would you be interested in learning how to make 100% commission? And I thought, wow, that would be such a decrease in commissions for us, right?
I can't afford that. I can't afford to go down to 100. It would be heartbreaking to go to 100.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so when you realize that we've got a system here that allows us for us to cap early, to have stock. I mean, we had a gentleman, and I think you heard the story, but in case you did not, we had a gentleman who just recently was being recruited away from us, a well-known figure in the real estate space by the name of Gary Keller was trying to get him from us, and he had a pretty good shot. His pitch was, you're such a big player, I'm going to coach you personally. I'm going to take you under my wing and make you even more successful. And this is a guy who really, by the way, Bill, hasn't even recruited. He's just had his head down, a lot of production, 40 million a year. But what he has done that's so smart is he took 5% of his commissions and bought stock with it at a 10% discount for the last 4 years. He's iconed for 4 years. So it was really ironic because we were, quite afraid. I mean, when you start competing and Gary Keller himself comes down from his corporate ivory tower and says, I want you to be on my team. I'm going to help you personally. We thought we could lose him until we realized that he had no idea how much stock he had. When we checked it out, in the last 4 years, he was just short of $1 million in shares of EXP stock. And this is not fake, phony money. This is NASDAQ stock, which last week hit its high. I haven't looked to see where it's closed yesterday or this week, but we were at 20, almost 21 last week. And I know we've been hovering in the 19, 20 range. So, and by the way, his wealth was based on $10.50, which was 4 weeks ago. So he's probably made almost another $1 million. And what I guess I heard you saying is, for doing what you already do,
right,
you just get to keep a lot more and make a lot more. And the company, and your description was beautiful. It's like, yeah, regional owners and franchises and all that, they're the ones that take all that money that comes from the agent. So the agent sells a house, money flows up through these people who are all building wealth on you. In our situation, everybody here gets to share in that wealth, those same levels for helping to build a company. I'm very excited to have you here because you are your head down, production, a real agent, doing real stuff. And I love that you're watching the success, your stock grow. I love that you get that. It's been super exciting to watch you. And then the last few months during this COVID time, you kind of woke up and said, hey, I'm telling some agents how we're fully operational during this time in the pandemic when a lot of agents couldn't find their brokers or companies. And so you started recruiting. You actually started bringing people and attracting people only like 4 months ago, right? And so you're really building that. Talk about that for just a second. What's that look like?
Well, not even 4 months, 3.5 months ago to be precise, around April. And you might have said, well, what took you so long? And that's a long discussion. But really, I saw a friend of mine kind of hinting at her frustration at one of the old companies. I didn't really talk to anybody about EXP, to my detriment, for the first year and a half or so. And when the COVID hit in around April, beginning of April, I called a friend of mine and said, my business isn't missing a beat. Like, we're all virtual for real. We're not virtual like we're trying to get there. Like, nothing changed in my business. I went into the broker's office and talked to the broker that day and waited a minute to talk to her. That's normal for us. And we started talking about the commission split and the stock and the revenue share. And she joined. And I can say today, thanks to our systems and team and Sunny on your team, or on our team, I have 8 people now who are direct reports to me, and I have 12 total in my company. So yeah, things happen like yesterday. One of the guys that are on my team, he put in escrow $1.5 million deal. And, I have nothing to do with it other than it's his first time and I had to direct him to workplace and where to get this form and such. But, I now have literally a team of people who are expanding my business. And I didn't call him. Actually, I didn't call him. He called me to recruit me to be a sales manager. And I said, Ron, I love you. And no, I have this really good thing going on, but can I share with you why you might think about changing your approach to business? He was a I say a smaller company, a few agents underneath his business. And I talked about how the EXP model could replace the sales manager. Instead of hiring somebody, we do all that work for you. And so he's now selling real estate in our team as well. So to answer your question, the 22nd of the month now is Christmas every month, and I'm Jewish, so I get 12 Christmases a year. But we get these revenue share checks because we share with other people this business, and it's been a team game, and I really enjoyed it.
That was a great line. You're awesome. Well, I thank you for being on with us and really getting this, just kind of solidifying what everybody just heard. I want to open it up and have you hang in there with me, and you and I and Sonny can help answer some of the questions. John Craw was on the line and had a question. I think he was holding his hand up. Now, I don't know if he really had a question. We'll see. But John, talk to us. Oops. I think I just opened your, just unmute yourself, John, and you're allowed to talk now. I allowed you to talk. So you want to ask a question, you're welcome to. If not, unmute yourself and say something fun. If not, I'm going to not allow you to talk. Okay, you're done. See you, John. Must have been a long shot at a hand gesture or something that he was trying to raise his hand. Any questions, Sonny? Anything in the chat box that I need to be aware of?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Any questions? I just heard a phone ring. I'm not sure who's where that is, but we have some guests that I see that I don't recognize the names. If any of you have questions, please either type it. I saw Nikki, by the way, the eighth wonder of the world. Javier, for some reason I can't see who is on the call or able to turn on the mic. Well, Javier, I have the magic button that allows you to talk. So hold on one second. Where'd you go? I saw you here. There you are. Javier, you're now allowed to talk. Unmute yourself and talk to us.
No, I just wanted to add to Bill and thank him because I'm part of his group. And I saw it pretty clear the first time I got talked into. Wouldn't say talked into it, but once I heard the platform and the program and the way it works, it was a no-brainer for me. But I just wanted to thank you guys and thank Bill for introducing it and getting us here, and Annabelle. Thank you very much. I appreciate everything.
It's fun having you on the team, Javi. I'll tell you a key story about Javier. Don, we had our group meeting, I think, last week, and you were talking about somebody sold a house that you didn't even know had sold a house in your downline. And you mentioned who it was. I forget who it was. Unbeknownst to you, I just talked to Javier. He had just sold a house that you didn't know, and I didn't know he had sold a house, and neither did Annabelle, who brought him on board. And so that's the idea. We work together and help each other. And Javier's brought on board David, and I talked to David earlier this week. But that's how it works. And rather than that money going to some regional manager in New Jersey who didn't do anything to help us, right? Javier calls me or Annabelle or you or Sonny, and it all kind of stays with us. And as Javier grows, his team will grow and help him too. That's how this thing works. It's really amazing.
It is, and I'll mention one thing, Bill, just so that people that are, guests don't have the impression that we're the only ones running the company. We have a leadership team. We have state brokers in California. You guys actually have several great brokers, and I know you do business, and all the names there, Debbie Penny and some of the other folks. But we have some great people. So if you have questions, you've got answers. You've got people that are there for you. You've got people that are there to support your business, but we are also there to support your business.
Yeah.
And what's also unique, and I know Javi has found this out, Bill, and those of us that are on this Zoom and also part of the company have discovered that it's so cool, because when you own the company together, there's this brotherhood. There's this, we own this, we're partners, like let's help each other. And I can see in most real estate companies, I've been in the real estate space for 40 years. I've trained, hundreds of companies and all that. Most agents are in competition with each other, and very little collaboration, very little help, because if I teach you, you're taking business from me, instead of if I help you, we're building a business together. And I love that. To me, that's one of the huge advantages that we have in this company. So listen, I'm going to leave it for any other questions. Saw that, Bill, you're going to benefit from all the good. Oh, listen, one more thing. I was thinking about this, Bill, as you were describing this, because people might have the impression. I remember, that somebody asked me one time just a few weeks ago, so where is the money coming from that you're making? It's not Hobby paying you. It's not Annabelle paying you. They're paying their 80-20 split, and that money's going, the 20% is going to the company. The company's taking some of that 20% and paying you. So literally the agent is getting what the agent's supposed to get. The agent's on an 80-20 split. When they hit their cap and they've capped out, you've capped out. You won't earn any money on them for the rest of it. I hear somebody.
I think Don just froze.
No, Bill, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, it froze a little bit. Yeah, I was going to say the way I describe it is, the word, there's a word for the mafia called the La Cosa Nostra, which means our thing. And I think of EXP as like our thing as agents. And whoever got together originally said, okay, here's the deal. We need about $8,000 per person to run the company. Let's make the cap 16, and that way we'll benefit from building our thing. And so while the cap is 16,000, I would say to most agents, if you bring on 1 or 2 a year or 3 a year, you end up getting that money back. And that should happen if you should get 1 a year if you're just doing business and you're a nice person. Now, if you want to build something, you can get more than that. But that's just our thing. And so you're going to get paid that money back to where you're at half a cap or 0 cap within a year or two if you just do business. I mean, you don't have to work at that. Should you work at building revenue share? Different discussion. I would say yes, opportunity of a lifetime. But even if you don't, the cap says 16,000, but of that cap, half is designed to come to us.
Yeah, that's well said, and I'll let Glenn know that we've got La Cosa Nostra here, and we're building the mafia. I love that. That's a great thought. So real quickly, I also saw Diana Curtis made a comment. I'm going to just kind of wrap up on this, but she said, just wanted to share that I love the EXP culture. I just got off the phone with an agent in Florida, and we both shared names and tips, and by the time I hung up with the phone, I felt like I had a friend who I would refer business to. It's this company is unique in that everybody in the company is playing for the same team. We're not in independent franchises competing with each other. We're not in other companies competing with you. We are together. And Bill, great descriptions. Thanks for your, not only your contribution today, but thanks for your effort, because you're really changing lives. I mean, I really look at who you brought on. I know some of the stories. Hobby's one of them. You're changing lives in the way that you're bringing people. It's not just the money. It's like the culture and the people and the conversations and the training and the team meeting that you were talking about. We're changing lives, and I love the fact that we're giving people a real shot at a financial future they've never had before. Who's always had a financial future in mind is the regional owners of all the companies. Who's always had a financial future is the owners of the biggest real estate companies in the world. In our company, every agent has that opportunity. Every agent starts with the same exact opportunity, the same exact split. There's no deals, right? Everybody's equal, and we build together for one common good. So, Bill, thank you for your contribution. By the way, we call it compensation for contribution. The reason you're getting compensated, Bill, is because you're contributing. So it's compensation for contribution. Check us out. Go in and do your due diligence. Go to join.exprealty.com, join.exprealty.com. So you might want to type that in if you're still with me. And we can certainly have you go in there. You fill out the application. Nobody's alerted. You just get a chance to review the ICA. And if you decide to join, at some point you'll say, I want to move my license. It's the day to move your license. You tell the state of California or Texas or wherever you are, it's the day, and your broker accepts your license into EXP, and you are forever in the right place. I believe this is your last move. If you've moved a lot, this is your last move. So come and join us. We look forward to it. Bill, thanks again. Thanks for being here. It's a pleasure. We look forward to being in business with you. Best wishes, everybody. Thank you.